Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm just uploading the videos related to the challenges or the issues that I have faced. Maybe you guys can take help from it. Maybe you can use it in your projects. It's up to you. So today's video is related to the ChatGPT. It's very hot and trending topic nowadays. Specifically, how can we use the ChatGPT in our application? We have the chatbots in our websites and we want to integrate ChatGPT over there. User can ask the question over there and we get the response from ChatGPT and will display the response in that. This is the one of the use cases. There could be many. So let's get started with it. This is the folder structure that I have. This is the ChatGPT Node.js. It's my project. I have HTML folder. Inside that folder I have HTML chat.html page. It's very simple page. It looks like this one. Okay, so this is the text. This is where the user can input something. Of course it's not working right now. So this is how the message would be displayed in this chat box. That's what I have used here. If you see input text box, user can enter the text, click on the send button, and this is the chat box where I'll be adding the new messages. There are some events, not some events, there is only one event I have that's related to the input text key down. I just want to check if the user has pressed the enter key, so that I would copy that user message to the chat box here, and then I'll send the request to get the response. Also, I'll have to empty or assign it null or blank this input text, this one. So these are some functions that I have added. This is the URL where we will be talking to. This is the service or the server we are going to create. Okay, let's get started with it. I'll create the new file. It could be server.js. There are a few packages that we have to install it. The first one is before we install the package, we have to initialize the project, right? So we do it by an npm init. It will ask for the information like what would be the package name. I'm keeping it same, version, description, entry pointer. Yes, server.js is the entry point, test command, git repository, keywords, license, author. So we just go with the information that is being set by default. So we have initialized this package.json. All the information is available here. Before we go into further, let's set the type is equal to module. Okay, now we are going to install the packages we need. We need the express. The express is actually a backend server, or we can create a server using the express. npm install OpenAI. This is the package is being provided by ChatGPT or the OpenAI. There are other packages such as course. We have to install it. Course is actually cross origin resource sharing. We'll discuss it. So I guess these three packages are enough. We have added, or it's automatically added in the dependencies with their versions. We have this package log.json class as well. This is again as the node modules or the packages that are further dependent. For example, this package course or express is dependent on other packages, so those will be mentioned here. Let's start. We have to use the import statement. We are going to import express from express. We are going to import OpenAI from OpenAI. We are going to import course from course. Now we'll create the object of OpenAI. Here we have to define the API key. You see it's automatically showing. We'll see how we can add it. Let's create this, the method that will provide us the answer. It should be a sync method because the request that we are going to make to the API, it's going to be asynchronous. Okay. Okay. So maybe call it chat, await, we use the open AI dot chat. Then we have this completions inside it, then we create it. Okay, so now here we have to provide the messages, we have to provide the model, we can define the max token. There are a number of parameters, but today we are going to use the messages as well as the model. So messages is actually a kind of prompt engineering, how we are going to send the user message as well as the rules or the guidelines that the chat GPT should follow. I've already copied the messages here. It's very simple. You can modify it as per your need. If you see here, we have few roles here. If I remove this one, we have the assistant role, we have the system and user role. The three are the important roles. I'm using the system role for now. System role is actually we are sending these rules that system would follow. So please follow these rules. Sorry. Okay, so you must answer in one line. You must answer if it's relevant to education sector or the topic is related to the education. Answer the question inside this. Okay, so this is the question we have asked. ChatGPT automatically knows the role user. It means the user is going to ask the question, and that's where the question would be. Okay, that's what we have mentioned in this rules. Okay, so this is how the prompt engineering can be done. You can check on the Google for more information. Now we have to use the model. I'm using the 3.5 turbo model. Okay, so I guess this is it. Now what it will do, it will send the request to ChatGPT with the question that we have and the rules it has. We can also send the history, we can also send the context as well. For example, we are reading something from the document and ChatGPT should analyze the document, observe the question accordingly, and if it's there in the document, it should answer from it. So those all things can be done here in the messages itself. Okay, so now we are going to return whatever the response we have got. So we have choices, it will have, it is the array, so there are a number of choices available. Now we have the message there and the content is the final message that we want to return. So this is the method that is going to answer us according to the question. Now let's talk, let's create the server with the port number and start listening to it. Create the object like this. We have the port number 4000. That's what we have mentioned in this chat.html page, localhost chat API. Okay, if you see here, the method is post because we are sending the request, we are sending the data actually. So in the body, if you see here, we are going to send the request in the JSON format. Okay, that's why we are using JSON.stringify. This is a question, this is the body, it will have the request or the question in the body. So what we are going to use, we are going to write the URL where we will get the post request. This first backslash is very important. If you forget it, you will not get the request here. Let's call it talk. Now we are using the async request and the response here. This is because the get answer we are going to call is actually a async method. So we can use sorry, const and question is equal to, we have the request, we have the body, then we have the question that we are sending. Inside the question we have the message. Okay, so the response is actually await get answer. Okay, then response would send this response. This is it. Okay, dot get. So when we are launching the 4000, the backslash would be the default URL. So what we are going to use, we are just display, okay, the server is up and running, sponsored send is up and running. Okay. Okay, then now comes to this course first. So course is actually a cross origin resource sharing. That means if we want to restrict the access from other domains, or we want to allow this specific domains that can access this our service, then we can do it by using the course. By default it will not allow the local host. That's where we have to use that's why we have to use the course here. Okay, how we can do it? It's like it works as a middleware. Okay, so for our request goes to it to the handler, it will check for this course, and if it allows, then only it will get to the get or the post. Okay, that's how we can do it. One more thing we have to use is the body parser. Okay, body parser is actually we are getting the request in the JSON format, right? So it will happen, have to use the body parser.json. Okay, so this is how we are getting the data. So body parser would convert the JSON into the object. That's how we can use it. Request.body, it will create the object, and we inside the object we have the question and the message. That's how we can access it. I guess that's all we have to do for now. Okay, so sorry, I clicked on music. Let's yeah, start it. Node server.js. ChatGPT. Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot to add one thing. I should start listening to it. Add dot listen. It will listen to the port number we have given. Now, how would we know it has started listening? Again, we can log it. Server is started. Now here you see we didn't get any response, but now this time we'll get it. Server is started and it's running on 4000. Okay, where is that? Let's open this. Localhost. Okay, this is not the right one. This one. The server is up and running. Of course, if we send the request, it will not go there. Okay, this is because we haven't provided the API key. Okay, how we can do that? So I'll go to the page platform.openai.com. So inside this API keys, you click on here. Inside the API keys, you can create this new secret key. Before you do that, you can check your billings. You can check the credit remaining. It's almost 3.5. Okay, so I'll go to the API key. I'll create new secret key. I'll call it JS secret key. You can copy it. It would be better if you can, what is it, use the arrows to change the number of JS until it matches the left image. What is this? That's new. I don't get it. Let's restart it. Okay, so that's done. It was very difficult. Now this key has been created. You copy it. It's better to save it in environment variable instead of hard coding it. But for a time being, I'm going to hard code it here. I'll provide the API key. I guess that's it. I'll restart the server. Server is started. And go here. I'll check this one if it's running. Yes, it's running. I'll reload this one. Let's type hi. Okay, we are still getting the error. Let's see what's the error here. So the server responded with 404 not found. We have made some mistake. It's not talk, it's chat. Okay, now we are getting the response. Assistant, hello, how can I assist you in your education structure with educational topics? Okay, so this is how it's done. Can you help me in math problem? Yes, I can help you with that. So this is done. One thing you have to consider, there is a limit of tokens and we are using the ChatGPT. Token is actually how many or how lengthy the response as well as the request can be. So you have to consider that as well. It's just a simple application. Okay, so that's done. If you have any questions, you can post in the comments. If you have any suggestions or the topics that I should create the video on, you can also mention that as well. So that's it. Thank you. Bye bye.